It's late Sunday evening, but I felt I should put this word out tonight or be found lacking. It's about 6, maybe 7 years since my pastor, God bless him, went to be with the Lord. He was a very blessed man and passed many wonderful truths to the small fellowship who supported him and fed from the table of Bethesda. We received many gifts of poems, prophecy, several different tongues and interpretations. He also talked of wisdom and knowledge with understanding. We received lots of love from the Lord. At least I think we all did. I know I received to overflowing, enough to give to those who lacked, as I still do when I preach the gospel to the poor. I've recently noticed the Lord using me in prophecy or poems for people who have lost loved ones. I speak words of comfort as a Christian would, but then prophesy and have to tell them it is a gift through Jesus Christ. It is biblical, so it isn't misunderstood. It is always a comfort to the bereaved and surprises me. One of the last things I remember Pastor Dunn saying was to a very learned Christian he'd fellowshipped with almost all his Christian life, about 50 years. He told him, when 7 planets are in a straight line, Jesus is coming. When the man thought and studied this, he returned with an answer. It cannot happen. Of course we know, if God shows us, or a minister, something, it will come to pass. And here we are. Several weeks ago, NASA, I believe it was, discovered 7 beautiful planets, all in a row. Several light years away, but there they are. I wonder if these worlds have anything to do with the rapture and the new heavens and earth coming as the old heaven and earth is passed away. Jesus is coming any time for the church who are ready. Just after my last video, which must be a few weeks ago now, my grandson and girlfriend called in from college nearby. I overheard them talking about a student being threatened to be thrown off the course because a girl who wants to change to a boy heard him innocently say, "Anyone who says there's more than 2 genders are stupid." He didn't think anything of it. No big deal. If the girl wants to be a boy, she's still one or the other, isn't she? Of course now it's come to genderless and silly names. White people identifying as blacks. A man winning a woman's fighting competition. It's all that comes down to it being a war between Satan and God. We know God's already won. He never loses. Things are getting quite serious over here. I'd call it child abuse by teachers. A friend of my grandson happened to cough, and a dark-skinned girl remarked, "That's disgusting." "What is?" he asked. "Your cough is disgusting," she said in a rude way to the child. He was about 12 or just 13 years old, a very well brought up, polite Christian boy. Nevertheless, because she obviously upset him when he saw her, he would cough. She reported him to a teacher for being racist. The teacher had a word with the boy who said, "It was silly. I won't do it again." I forgot all about it until a different teacher asked him 2 weeks later, "What's this coughing about?" "I don't have a cough." She pushed on about the previous occurrence. He says, "I don't do it anymore. It was silly." She told him that he was going to have 2 days in isolation. When his mum found out, she was surprised because he'd always been an exemplary pupil. Never had any problem from starting at 4 years old. So she rang the school. She was speaking to a man who looks after children to do with children having problems. This gentleman said to her, "Did you know he's read Donald Trump's book and Nigel Farage's?" That's not racist, the mum said. You do politics at school. He is interested in politics, that's why he read them. So he then spoke the boy's name, but didn't know how to pronounce it. So she put the phone down after saying, I'm coming into school to speak to someone. When she went the next day to school, she was speaking to the man she spoke to on the phone. After a few minutes, he decided, go to class, Gabriel. You won't go into isolation after all. So the mum left the premises. No sooner had she left than they sent for Gabriel from class and put him in isolation. When he arrived, his friend was there, my grandson. What are you doing here? He said in surprise. I don't know, said my grandson. You must know, said the lady who looks after inclusion. Why are you here? He says, I don't know. She says, well, when you're sent here, you're supposed to be told. No one told me. She says, I'm going to have to look into this. While they were speaking, another pupil in the classroom happened to be laying tables and said, I know that girl. She's got my brother into trouble in 7th grade. And she's also bullying a friend's sister. And all through primary school, she got people into trouble for being racist. The lady at inclusion said, I'll take note of this and I'll pass it on. When the boys returned for a second day in isolation, they were told that they didn't have to do it, they could go to their classes. So off they went. But it still isn't finished. The mother still wants explanations because they've now been told the police are involved. They're going to come to school to talk to the boys about expressing themselves without offending people. So the boy's mum went to the police station to find out about it. They thought it was all ridiculous, but they did make a log of it because they're treating the children wrong. Children don't go to school to be treated like this. Teachers are making problems. They're looking for problems and listening to lies when there is no problem, and it's not good for the children. It isn't good for the girl who's got a problem. She needs attention. And it's not good for boys being punished for something they don't know what they're being punished for. Apparently throughout the school, this is called the incident, but nobody knows what the incident is. Very strange, isn't it? Anyway, it isn't finished, this business, so I'll let you know what happens. I hope it isn't happening too often everywhere else, but I'm sure it will be. I'm sure we'll be hearing lots of strange things going on to do with racism and little kids, just like we did 4 years, 3 years old, to do with sexual harassment. I mean, goodness me, little boys have always flicked little girls' skirts up, don't you think?